Howdy ho, welcome on back, y'all. So, did finish up the combining down of my fucks, mothers, and Hummer truckers? I don't fucking know. The oil rigs. Got that all taken care of. Oh, yeah, I saved back here because I needed some more motors. Uh, anyways, got all that taken care of. I have 5 lines of 600 per minute. And an additional one of 450 a minute because the last two only amounted to a normal and an impure. So in total, I have 3,450 crude oil flowing a minute for the biggest oil project. Whee! So let's get over there and do shit. Did also set up a platform to launch me back to Maine. Alright. Had to make it extra tall so I could actually get the distance for the launch. Alright, so I have color-coded the one that is less than max capacity per flow rates. The rest of these are 600 apiece. Let's go on and set up our platform. Just being sure I'm giving myself plenty of space to work with here. Alright, that should be good to start. So, let's see here. Okay. Color code that again in a minute because I need to make sure I keep track of which one does not have the max flow rate. Alright, nice. Give me a moment, I'm still waking up a little bit. Okay. So let's see here. How do I want to do this? Well, I guess first things first. Whoops. Let's go on and clear the space a little. Okay, that should be good. Let's see here. And go straight to the alternate recipe for this, which produces 40 a minute and requires 30 a minute. So 3450 divided by 30 a minute. I can do 115 of these. Which would be 114 in total. I need a lot of materials. Alright, now that I've got that, the flows figured out and or the amounts figured out and whatnot, I'll be back with the materials. Alright, there we go. So, 114. Just to start out. Let's see. If it's a flow rate of 30 per required to get it going. 600 divided by 30. So 2 sets of 10 for each one. That's what, 4, 5, 6. 7, 7, 8, 9, and last one for this set, 10. Do what we did previously. Two sets of 10, I can just do the line that I did prior, which seemed to work out well enough. Flip. No. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So we'll go on and put this just about halfway between. Yeah, that's looking good. Excuse me. Okay. Out so we can plop down a pump. Okay, that's straight. That needs to go over by one. Alright. First set. Set! Let's see here. Put that on 9, I guess. reach long enough to get all the way down there, so I did. But so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 1 here. There and 1 there. Okay. Okay, let's get all of these set to what I need them to be. So as I did make mention earlier, this particular factory is specifically here to do 3 things. First, alternate heavy residue oil, so I can then put the the heavy residue oil into making turbofuel, because I can just direct 1-to-1 that. The polymer resin here is going to be off-putted to set up for creating fabric, of which, now that I'm starting a massive nuclear project, I need it. Desperately, I need it. So it's going to be making up what I need for turbo fuel, to eventually be compacted down into rocket fuel and ionized fuel, along with fabric, which will eventually be compacted into the filters, and iodine filters for radiation. That should turn all of that going. Just to be sure flow rates are good, we'll go ahead and also throw one. Oh, no. Yep, it is this way. Throw one here. That's full, but it's got basically no flow into that. What the fuck? There. Now it's actually flowing how I need it to flow. Alright, so that should, in theory, get shiz flowing how I need it to flow. This is why I wanted to do this about half between. That way now, I can just link those to send off where I need it to. Slightly further back. Give better flow rates, possibly. Try it like that. Billy trains. Alright, I need to redesign that return point. Because that's where they keep colliding. But I'll deal with that a little bit later. Okay, looks like my general idea has actually worked. Nice. For once, it's doing the thing. Okay. Cool. Now I just need to repeat this. Okay. there, Sir Blorbington. How do I want to take this? Whatever. Need to leave enough room for the physical output as well. Yeah. They're just gonna keep crashing because once one set's crashed, the rest will eventually once they meet up there. It is a problem I'm going to ignore until I'm done with here. Set up valves. So I only ever want them going a single direction. You don't have enough materials. Alright, rubber has been grabbed. So let's get back to valving up these bullshits. Flow one direction and one direction only. piping. Yeah, sure, up to there. That should connect. Nope. Better. And now for the finishing touches. These will pump this direction. That is this set of heavy residue done. Produces 30 over... where is it? There it is. 20. So 600 heavy residue a minute. And for the alt recipe of the Turbofuel, we need 300... 37.5, so... That will be enough to fuel 16 turbofuels. Good to know, good to know. I'm gonna need one more. Okay. So if it's... so I'm going to add 16 onto the refineries. 105, 111. Just to make sure I compensate for what I need. Fuck out the way. Eight. Okay. This is going to be taken down this direction. Fine. Alright. So put that there. Link. Pump. Alright, yeah, that should be fine. Footages. Better. Okay. So, come down with the next set of 8. And 8. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna do this one differently. Yeah, that should be good. Okay, let's get this hooked up. Alright, so let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, off by 1. Now we can do the thing. Alright, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Right to the middle. Same again on this side. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Right to the middle. Okay, that should be good. Actually, let's upgrade to Mark 3, I think. Just to be sure I've got enough linkage to hook up all of this shiz. I think that's good. Now then. There, Blorb, how you do? Okay. These will go for alt turbo fuel. No. Alt turbo fuel. Go. Okay. One down. What is it? 5 to go? It's gonna take a while. You know what I'm gonna do? Right. produce how much a minute? 20 over 10 is 200 a minute. Over 20 is 400 a minute. Yeah, I can condense them all down into a singular line. Not going to complain about that. So, let's... how I'm going to do this, since y'all have already sat through one big, massive project, is... This is the general layout that the Heavy Oil Residue and Turbofuel factories are going to have. So I'm just going to off-screen repeat this. On-screen, I'm going to do the general layout for the new stuff, and then off-screen repeat as much as I need to fill out. So y'all aren't just sitting here picking your nose waiting for me to get to the fucking point. Okay. As it stands right now, though, all of these can condense down into a singular line, as the Mark V lines can move over 700 a minute. Let's get these combined down, and then I think I'll call the episode. And when we come back, I will have finished setting up all the refineries for heavy residue and hyperfuel, along with managing the lines. On this side. Too far, fuck. Wait, no, actually, that was right. Double fuck. mean to double tap that. Should be good. Should go this direction. Okay, there we go. I've got the line for that taken care of. So now, pull that out. Fabric is yet another refinery, and water. How many of these does it produce a minute again? 20. So 20 times 40 is 20 times 20. Sorry, is 400 a minute. 400 divided by 30 is 13.33, so loosely 14, but we'll leave it as 13. So let's add an additional 13. 95, 105, 108. So we'll add an additional 13 to that list. That way I may set these up. Seven, 8, 9, 10. Okay. $11, $12, and $13. Okay. Alright, so if it's 13, six in. So 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Would be this one. Really am loving the ambiance that they set while you just kind of chill here, doing shiz. Okay, that's all of those. We will set this up for alternate polyester fabric. Forgot I could Control C, Control V. Okay, all of those are alternate polyester fabrics. Now, each of these requires 30 water a minute. So, 30 times 13, I need 390 water a minute. Each one of these produces 120 at base a minute. But if I overclock with power shards that I don't have in my inventory right now, so let's pull them. So it's 120 a minute. Overclocking gets me 300. So one fully overclocked and one not overclocked at all would be enough to full supply this line. Actually, let's reposition these. bump up by 1 meter. That's too high. Maybe we can just try like this? Nope. That makes it too low. Could scooch them slightly farther apart, but I'm gonna have to, just because of how this, how jank this is wanting to be. I could fiddle around for a couple hours. I don't particularly want to. When the simple solution of just separating them a bit more will work just as well, if not better. Alright, it's a little weird, but it works. Definitely flow stating that direction. Actually, you know what? Let's just double overclock the both of them. We'll have plenty of water to work with. Guaranteed. That's all of those hooked. Good. So let's finish laying out the pipes. One. This shiznit going, which will now produce me, once water goes flowing through, 30, 390 fabric a minute. Nice. Set down one more pump here, just to ensure good flow rates. And that gets us going. Nice. Now we just once more merge the lines. Right. And then final merger here. All right. That, at long last, has fabric going. Nice. So fabric's going to be pulled further out and eventually turned into gas filters. Though with the materials I need, I'm fairly sure I'm going to ship this from here to elsewhere, because looking at the map, the closest iron deposits I have is still a pretty decent distance away. Though it is 3 pure nodes. The iodine filters, on the other hand, those are going to definitely have to be done elsewhere because I need aluminum for it, and there is no aluminum close by at all. But yeah, that's the basic setup for the factory as it is. I've still got a few more things to take care of in the factory for its full setup. But I'm going to go on and call this episode here so we may come back here in most likely a few hours to a couple days for me as I finish setting up the other 5 lines. But when we come back, the generalized factory, aka the heavy residue, hyperfuel, and fabric will all be taken care of. We'll come back for the sulfur and coal to make compacted coal for the hyperfuel, as well as what I've decided for productioning over here. But yeah, we'll see y'all next time. Cheers.